Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you are watching NatureNel, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and for you guys that are my longtime viewers, don't forget to hit the like button. I've been seeing a lot of views, but less likes. So just go right now, go right there and hit that like so you don't forget after you watch the show. Usually it happens to me too. I always forget to hit like if I'm watching an episode. And by the end of the episode, I just forget about it. So today, I am going to bring you guys a long-awaited haul. And when I mean a long-awaited haul, it's because I've been waiting for this weather to get better. And finally today, we had some sun. We have a little bit of a breeze, so it might be a little bit of wind noisy. But it's a perfect day to do the haul right before we get into this crazy week of cold weather that's coming right up, that's going to sweep throughout the United States, and it's actually even reaching us here down in South Florida. It's going to be in the 40s. So I'm going to be inside my home, warm and safe until it all goes away. But until then, let's share some amazing orchids that I picked up at the Tamiami International Orchid Show. It was a wonderful experience. I had such a good time with you guys. I saw so many viewers. Some of you brought me gifts. I'm so grateful to those gifts. For all of you, I'm not going to say all the names, but for all of you that came over and gave me a gift, thank you so much for your generosity. That was very, very kind. And for you guys that got me orchids, I'm going to share them today. So without further ado, let's start this haul because it's a big one and it's probably going to take a while. So let's see what we start with. I'm just going to go and randomly pick one. This one right here. This one comes from none other than Krull Smith. And guys, when I got there on Saturday, Laz had one of these and I fell in love with it. I'm like, where'd you get that? He goes, Krull Smith. I go, oh my God. So he grabbed my hand and took me literally, like, it looked hilarious. He was dragging me all the way to Krull Smith. He goes, you have to take one. So I'm so glad that my eyes, I can't do this without my eyes. I'm so glad he encouraged me to get this orchid, plus many other ones, but this one was what I believe one of the first ones. And it is a beauty. Look at the colors on this baby. It is absolutely stunning. It's almost like a mustardy yellow with a gorgeous red lip. And we won't have to acknowledge why I love this so much, because for you that know, you know. And this is the Cattleya Golden Wax. A beautiful, beautiful orchid all around. But look at that. Is that not a beauty? And the sun's hitting it just in the right spot. Very, very pretty. Which I can't wait for the Apopka show in April that I will be at Krull Smith. I will also be at Orchids in Bloom over at Pam's and most likely Ecuagenera. They're all around in the same area. So it'll be a wonderful weekend of orchid fun and orchid friend fun. Now this one also comes from, you know what? Let's start building up the table. Put this here. That's going to make it easier for me to separate what I got. And if I come across a little bit aloof today, is I've been running around trying to start this video today, and my brain is loaded with different things that I need to do today, and this is one of them. But if I didn't do it today, it was going to wait another week. And the flowers, as you can see, are starting to die off. This one had these two new flowers that were opening. This was another beauty that they had over at Krull Smith. It's a Cattleya Triniae. Has an FCC awarded. And this was another one that Laz had gotten. And I was like, oh my God, look at the flares on this. Where did you get that? He goes, Krull Smith. So he kept on grabbing me and taking me back. And I'm so glad I got this. It's a pretty big plant, as you can see, with a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And an amazing fragrance. I'm smelling it. Oh, it smells like candy. It smells really sweet. Now, as much as I would like to stay there for a while talking about the flower, there's just too many. So I know I'm gonna go a little bit on the fat side, but it's just because I want you guys to see everything I got. Now, this was a beautiful gift from a viewer, Mr. Alejandro. He surprised me. He was actually leaving already because he kept on loading his car. He doesn't bring the cart anymore to shop like we normally do. We take the little cart to shop, and he says it's worse because now what he does is he shops, takes to the car, and then comes back and then goes back to the car. So he ends up probably shopping more than he did before. But right before he left, he just came over. He goes, this is for you. And he really, like, he caught me by surprise. You guys got to see this flower. And I'm so happy that the flower is still, because it's been a week already. And this one was a little bit fresher than the other ones. But you know, the transport from Tamiami to here creates a lot of stress on the plant. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant. I think he got this at Krull Smith as well. It's a Rhyncholalia cattleya Taiwan Chief Wine Van Gogh. Has a great, great name. And I had seen this over, I believe, at Krull Smith. And I was attracted to the color. But guys, when you're at these shows, you see so many flowers at once and so many orchids that you will bypass some of the most amazing flowers because there's just so many to look at. So the fact that Alejandro got me this, I am so, so happy. I really am, Alejandro. This was one that I would have been very sad not to have once I edited my videos and would have seen it in my video, because these have those colors, those Hawaiian tones that I like. And it's a gorgeous, amazing fragrant flower. Let me see if I put my very beautiful. So I'm trying to show you guys everything that I got that's blooming, and then I'm going to show you. And by the way, I'm sure you're already seeing it, I did take videos. I'm doing this all the time now. When I do purchases, I do videos of the fresh flowers so I can then put them as insets there. So when you see the inset, that's actually, as soon as I bought it, I filmed it. So you guys get a fresh look at the flower. And then, you know, if it starts withering away, it doesn't really matter because you get to see the actual beauty in that flower in its full bloom. This was another wonderful gift. I love this orchid. I'm using black a lot now, guys, and one of the viewers told me black is good because it's a good background for the flowers and the plants. And the reason a lot of hairstylists wear black, by the way, as myself, is because when you have your client in front of you and you're in front of the mirror, you want to silhouette the face and the hair. So when you see a lot of stylists with black on, that's the reason. So it works the same for anything, I guess, that you're presenting. And this right now is a perfect example because it's pretty tall. You can actually see, I put it in this pot. I think I'm actually gonna keep it in there. She's just there momentary, but I really, really like this pot for it. And this was a gift from none other than my buddy, Farida from Cayman Islands. She came over and she goes, I got you this. I was, Farida, you're always spoiling me. Look at how gorgeous. Now, I did videotape this before it started losing all its flowers. It still has some, surprisingly enough, because they were already opened. I believe she got this at Camila's garden. Yeah, that's where she got this, because I remember talking to the girls there. And it's such a cute little flower, guys. This one, I think it's a Ross, Auto Ross. Hold on, because I don't think it has a tag. It has, yeah. It has it in the pot. Now, I will say this. This to me looks like an Ecuagenera pot because Ecuagenera does label their orchids like that. And I know that some vendors, sometimes they will purchase from other growers or vendors. So maybe this is from, it is from Camila's Garden, but I believe that they probably got it from Ecuagenera. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems that way. But it is a beautiful, beautiful flower. I don't have something in these color tones. I'm starting to, as you can see, gravitate to a lot of yellow. I am becoming a huge fan of yellow orchids. It's a color that you don't normally get when you're purchasing orchids. And it's a shame because it's a happy color. You know, when things are in bloom in those tones, it just brings a happiness to your greenhouse. Even for Terry's Christmas gift, I got her a yellow orchid from Krull Smith, which when I go in April, I am gonna get one for myself stat, because the ones that they had, I got the best one for her, and then the other ones they had the sample, and the other ones were very small and didn't have any buds. So I said, you know what, I'll wait till April. Now we're gonna go into, oh wait, see, this is why I have to organize. This is a heavy one. This right here comes from Vina baskets, which I just learned is not Vina, is Vina. And the reason we all say Vina is because we read it that way and they never corrected us. And I asked him, well, you should correct us because we don't want to be saying it wrong and insulting your product. And she says, no, we got so used to it that everybody calls it Vina, but it's Vina. So when you see them out in the shows, now you'll know that it's called Vina. And they create these beautiful, beautiful baskets that are not biodegradable, they're environmentally friendly. Look how gorgeous that is. Now I have this plant here, and I will talk to you about this plant in a minute, because I was looking for something that would look pretty with this purple. And I did get the plant at Orchids in Bloom from Pam. But this basket, they have them in different sizes. This is a large one. They have them in medium, and they even have it in a smaller size. What I love about it is such an easy thing to connect. It comes with these little chains, makes it very easy to connect to the corners right there. So this is like one of the simplest items I bought to put together, and that's what I like. I don't like to spend too much time on something that I just bought. If I'm not making it, I shouldn't work so hard to put it together. And Vina baskets makes it super, super easy. Look at that. So I can't wait. What I am gonna do, guys, maybe I'll do a video on this one. I am gonna screen it inside and then put the medium with this gorgeous, gorgeous, let me get you the name, BCT Taiwan Mermaid. Now this belonged to Pam, and even though it was for sale, Pam had decided she was going to keep it. But when I showed her the basket, I said, Pam, I just got this basket. Could you help me pick out something? I want to get something from your booth that'll look good with this color. And so she immediately pointed, I had something else in mind, and she immediately pointed at these gorgeous flowers. And I asked her, she kind of put a sad face, and I'm like, why are you offering this one and putting a sad face? And she's like, because I was actually going to keep this one. The colors, the spots on this are very saturated compared to the other ones that she had. And she said, I really was thinking about keeping this one in order to probably enter it in a show someday. And if you guys didn't know, Pam does enter a lot of orchids in shows. She grows them herself to these beautiful specimens and gets awarded a lot of times. So she was so generous. She goes, no, I want you to have it. I want you to put it in that basket because I know you're going to take care of her and she's going to do very well with you. So Pamelita, thank you for my orchid. I really, really do love this one. It is so pretty. And I love that it blooms in clusters, almost like, I'm drawing a blank now, that one orchid that shoots a bunch of, I'm not going to remember now. Maybe someday I'll remember. But for now, let's just admire how beautiful it is. Now, I have another basket similar to this one, but it doesn't come from Vina. It comes from my buddy Orchids 365. Now this basket is one of her newer designs. I am obsessed. Look how mid-century that is. That is the most incredible design for an orchid basket. Right now, this is a total beauty. And I love that she's putting here her what do you call this? Her slogan that says "Be kind," like BEE, kind, and then the logo of the company. So that's very cute. But this one is very special because this is the first one. I don't know if you can see it there. You see all these ridges, or I would call them like little legs under the basket. This doesn't allow, if you decide not to hang it and put it on a surface, it doesn't allow the basket to sit flat on the surface. It gives you some air going through, so that way it's not sitting on anything damp or that could damage the roots. Personally, me, I would hang them because I really love the way they look hanging, and they save a lot of space. I don't know what I'm going to put here. This is a very special one. When I get stuff like this, I really think about what I'm going to put because I want it to flow through and through with the plant in the basket. So when you guys get these type of specialty baskets, don't just throw anything in there. Take your time, try to figure out what's going to look good with this basket. Like this is a white bath. I'm like, I don't know why I don't fit in the frame today. So this is a white one. So I want to do something that will really contrast with it. And one thing I've learned is using black lava rock. Black lava rock will make everything look really sophisticated. And I add charcoal to the black lava rock to create more of a solid medium, because the lava rock is good for anchoring, but the charcoal is great for keeping everything clean, bacteria free. It keeps your roots really clean. Charcoal is like the best thing you could ever use for your orchids. All of them. Anything that you have, even if they're terrestrial orchids, mix it in the dirt, because that charcoal is going to cleanse and clean everything and keep your orchids a lot safer and healthier than if you didn't use it. So I'm going to show you. I didn't buy it at the show. I bought this one actually at Fort Lauderdale Orchid Show, but it's something that I just finished properly potted on a cone, and I'm going to show you how pretty it looks with the lava rock, the black lava rock. Let me go here. If you guys recall, I've shown this before. This is the new design. Oh, see, now you can see the blue with this lighting. This is a new design by Orchids 365, and I wanted to create something more sophisticated with this. Do you notice how the green looks way better with the black lava rock? It just looks so much nicer. And so there's a lot. What I do is I mix lava rock with charcoal and I put it all in there, but then the top part I put only the lava rock, so that way it looks like that's all it's in, but everything else has charcoal and lava. The flower's already gone, but it's so pretty because it's a very white flower, and it looked great with this whole full design. So my Orchids 365 basket collection is really growing, and I love this one. This one has that blue sparkle on the black. All right, let me put you back because we still got some more. All right, now this one, unfortunately, the most amazing flowers in a Ludminiana that I've ever laid eyes on. And I'm gonna show you in the inset, because I did do an inset, but lucky me, it pushed out 2 new buds. And this is a Ludminiana cerulean. See if I can get that in there. Now I'm gonna put the inset in there so you guys can take a look at it. Look at that flower and tell me something about that flower. The veins on the petals are just absolutely incredible. And I love Ludminianas. There's just something very special about them. Cuba has one that they call even though it's incorrectly labeled, the Cuban Cattleya, but it really came from Venezuela many years ago, and it just kind of naturalized, or maybe somebody put them out there, but they do very well in Cuba, and it is a Ludminiana for you guys that don't know. And this one just gave me that feel of that show quality type of flower. When you look at certain orchid flowers and you've been doing it for quite a while, you kind of can pinpoint what would be a good show quality flower. And this one definitely has that appeal to it. So it came from Krull Smith. I did a lot of Krull Smith shopping, by the way. They brought the house down with their collection. So I needed to take that. This was like a last thought when I was shopping, because I didn't want to shop anymore. But when I saw that flower, I was like, forget it. I want that in my collection ASAP. All right, I think this is other one that's about to start blooming. Another Krull Smith beauty. You would think with so many vendors over there, I would like, but the thing is Krull Smith has things that you don't see anywhere. And a lot of vendors do buy from Krull Smith and resell. This is an Empress of Mercury. Great name, amazing name. It has one bulb here and two bulbs there ready to open. I can't wait to see if it looks like the sample, because the sample actually was something very special. And I did take I don't know if I took a video or a picture. I'll put it in there. I think I did take a video of it. And it just had this gorgeous contrast between that purple and then the very light sepals on the back. It was a no-brainer. And that's another one that Laz and I ended up with almost the same orchids from Krull Smith. This one, the yellow one, this gorgeous one here, and he didn't get the Luminiana, but he did get this Mercury. Yeah, it is Mercury. I want to make sure I was saying it right. He did get that one as well. And I think a couple of other of the groups also got the Mercury once they saw the actual sample. Because what happens is, if you guys don't know this, at the shows, Krull Smith and many other orchids in bloom, since they are local, if they start running out, they just send someone to go back to Apopka, load up a truck and bring more. So you may come, let's say Friday, to the show and see all these type of flowers at Krull Smith or at Pam's or anyone that's local in Florida. Come Saturday or Sunday morning and they have a whole new collection of different orchids. So that's why I say at these massive shows, they're always going to have enough orchids for everybody. It doesn't matter if you get there on day 1 or day 3. They're always going to have something that you're going to like and take home. So don't feel if it's like a Saturday or Sunday, it's the only day you can go, like, oh, I'm going to get the scraps. You're not in these big shows. You will. I got some of these on Sunday. So I'm telling you right now, don't worry about the days you go. I used to say, try to get there on day 1. Yeah, day 1 is good because you get first dibs. And if they have that one of a kind, then you get your hands on that. But by the most part, it's just so big and so full of orchids that there's something for everybody. Now, down here, I got this at Lee's Orchid. This is one amazing cattleya. Amazing cattleya. And what I love about Lee's Orchid from Hawaii is that his prices, look at his prices. $35, make you holla. This is an amazing cattleya. Let me get you the name. And my friend Maria from my home visits, she has this one really, really big. And when she saw that I got this, she was, oh my God, you got that cattleya? Let me show you a photo of mine. She says that is one of the most beautiful cattleyas and they bloom a lot. She says they'll give you so many flowers. And this doesn't give it justice, by the way. This little picture that they put there, it does not give it justice at all. So thank you, Maria, for sharing that photo, because I'm able to share it with my viewers and you guys get to see how pretty that flower is. Now, what else do we have here? Oh, there's 3 in here. And the reason I have them in this pot is because they kept on tossing and falling down. And I went to the In Living Color booth. Now, if you guys don't know who In Living Color is, If you go to, let's say, Tamiami or Redland show, that's the only two shows that I personally know of that I've seen them. They might go to other shows, but I think those are the only two shows that they're really known for going. And I bought from them before my spotted charm that I have in that big cork that I bought like 4 from them, and I put in the cork and it's doing amazing. You know what? I'll bring it to you. For you newbies that have not seen it, you can take a look at this. This is only 2 years old. And it started like this. I'm doing the same thing with this that I did with this. And I want to show you how well established all the roots are. This is 4-in-1 spotted charm, super healthy, loves cork. Cork is a great mount for anything that has Brassavola, or even Cattleyas do great in this. And I got this at none other than Ophi's. They have great cork sizes, and they built this for me. They do this, which is really cool. These little knobs back here with a hanger, so it makes it super easy. So if you guys are ever at Ophi's and you want to get a cork, make sure they do this for you, because this is going to make it super easy to plug and play. So anyways, I brought this because I wanted you guys, the ones that are new to my channel, I want you to see this, and hopefully it'll inspire you to do something like this and watch it grow and get to a size that's just absolutely beautiful. This is already almost what we would call a specimen size. Not quite, but it's almost there. And as you can see, it has plenty of new growth coming out constantly. It blooms all the time. So since this project worked very well for me, we put it back. Since that project worked so well for me, I decided I want to do another one. Now this is a Brassavola cross. I was trying to get, they're very well established. And there's one thing about In Living Color that I love, that everything they sell is super established. When you see all the roots coming out like this out of the pot, and almost like it needs to be repotted, that's a good purchase. This is what you want to buy. You don't want to buy something that if you move it, it falls off or anything. This thing is so well established in there that the tags are old, brittle, and breaking. Now I do have a picture, because I fell in love when I saw the picture. I told Terry, oh my God, look, these are only 20. I think they were $20, guys. I think this was only $20. And you know, I had to spray, which I will talk about that later, about Naturalite, which is something I got over at Ophi's to spray all my plants. Because when you bring new plants to your collection, you do want to kind of like spray a little bit, because you don't know what you're introducing into your own greenhouse. And even though all these people are reputable, I'm not saying that they're growing things with bugs. They're in a huge location, okay, with hundreds, if not thousands of orchids. I truly do not think that there's not an orchid in there that may have a pest, because it happens. It's out in nature. So it could just tag along to something that you just bought and not know it. So it's always good to keep whatever you're going to bring into your collection, try to bring things that are clean. But all these, as you can see, they're beautiful, very clean plant, very beautifully grown. And I think here, let me see if I can get the name through here. Please don't break. The only one that didn't break. Okay, this is a Brassavola nodosa Susan's Fuchs. I don't know if you can see that. And the lip on this was so pretty. It's sighing. I don't know if you can see it there, if it's not too small. But anyway, it is missing part of the tag, because the roots grew around it, and I hope I don't lose this. I'm gonna have to make new tags for this. It weathered so much that they're cracking. But I am going to put these all together in one mount, and I may start putting these and everything else on my branch mounts. You know, the tamarind wood I was talking about? And I'll show you a beautiful example. Now, this was a gift from a viewer of mine. This person is so amazing, so incredible. You know who you are. She's very reserved and private, so I'm not going to give out names or anything like that, but thank you so much for this gift. I really appreciate it. I just want you to see, she got me these two Brassivola, I think it's called cuculata, but I put it immediately on one of my tamarind branches, and look at this art piece. So to that viewer, check out here, let me show you with my black t-shirt. Look how pretty that looks. It looks like it's something growing out in nature. And what's wonderful about this type of orchid is that you don't put anything on it. You literally just put it directly on the bark and make sure it's very tight in there, that when you move it, nothing moves around. And that way the roots will start adhering. Now what I'm gonna start doing is, hopefully once all the cold weather goes away, I am gonna start spraying it with root growth that I got over at Ophi's. And that way it could start inducing root growth pretty quick. So that way the next cycle of blooming, I could start getting some beautiful blooms. But I love the way these branches are starting to, these branch mounts are starting to look with my orchids. It really gives it a feng shui type of effect, almost minimalism. So again, to that viewer, thank you so much. I really, really, really love this. I love the fact that the leaves are so dainty, long and skinny. It gives it a whole different appeal. Very Asian or almost Japanese type of design. All right, let me see what else I have. I know I have more for you guys. I just can't remember. Whew, what a workout. Let me see what else I have. Do I have any? Oh, yes, I have plenty more. What am I talking about? This is not an orchid, but this is something that I've had my eye on for a long time. Now, Laz got a beautiful one at the show. It was very tall. These things are very pricey. Like this one was going for like $175. For you guys that don't know, I live in a ranch and it's about 1 acre, 1 point something acres big. And we have banana trees that we grow, but this one we don't have. And this one is actually a variegated banana tree that turns pink in the sun. And the bananas, when they come out, they actually look like the leaf with all the pink variegated. Now with the temperature shifts and everything, they are very sensitive to changes. So unfortunately, the leaves that it came with that were freshly pink and beautiful are dying off. But it just gave me a brand new growth. That means it's happy. I kept it in the pot. I am going to repot it in a bigger pot, grow it to at least 6 feet in that pot. And then once it starts shooting babies, I will start putting them here in my yard. But I am so happy. This comes from Sierra Madre. He's got a bunch of these. And I spoke to C and he told me, yes, you can put this in your yard. If you put it out in the sun, it will start turning into that pinkish color. See, it's a really pretty color. It says, but if you keep it in a dimmer area, or let's say indoors, you can keep these indoors, it will just stay variegated, like a variegated green like this. But we don't want that. We want this. That's what makes it so special. And the bananas look like that. At least the skin of the banana looks like that. And I was told that when it ripens, then the whole skin of the banana turns yellow and you know it's ready to eat. So I am very happy with this. I'm excited. I did not pay that much. Let's just leave it at that. But they are a pricey item because they're not common. And you could actually reproduce them and repot them and sell them out in the market on eBay or Etsy and make all your money back. So it's also an idea if you guys are into repotting your new growth or your keikis and making your money back. I think that's a great idea. I know a lot of people do it. I'm the silly one that never does it. I should start doing it so I can offset some of the money I spend. Now this comes from Conjuring Green. Conjuring Green are my buddies from, I always confuse Taiwan and Thailand, and I'm so sorry that I do that. I don't mean to do that. I believe they are from Taiwan. I think. I'm sorry, Suwat. The guy who runs this, the booth, him and his girlfriend. His name is Suat. And they had, unfortunately, the flowers just didn't make it through the transition. But this is a super, super cool orchid. It has those string bean leaves. Very, very long, very cool looking. And this is a new one that and I only saw these in their booth. I don't want to break the tag. Hold on. Because when it's too bright, there we go. I think you can kind of see it there. Yeah. And this is a new cross that they just got. And it's a little bit lighter than the regular Lebukenses, which is a lot deeper, sort of like a burgundy brown. These are more like a buttery, like a buttery color. Very, very pretty. I definitely don't have this in my collection. It's a great, great plant to have. If you guys are into super weird looking orchids, this is definitely one of them. And they definitely don't need a lot of fertilizer. This is a kind of orchid that if you're gonna fertilize, you're basically gonna like fertilize your other things and go just, it's like a drive-by fertilizing. Without the special effects. It doesn't include the special effects. But anyway, this was a very cool one from Kanjaran. And I can't wait for it to start blooming again. It's similar to the family of the, I can't remember the name now, but it's the one that if you guys saw my haul where I shared the two orchids that I won an award on first place and second place. Well, the first place orchid is similar to the family of this one. So who knows, maybe this will be my next entry. Now, towards the end of the day, I ended up with these two. This is from Peru Flora. And Maria, again, who I was just talking about my home visits, came over and she says, you need to have these in your collection. Now, I'm not big on getting small orchids like this. I like larger orchids, more established. But she told me that these are very, very interesting flowers and not common. You don't see these. So it didn't come like this. They came in these little plastic bags. And I will put the photo here. Let me do one and then one. This came like in a little wrapped bag. And I had this cute little mount back there. And all I did was just put a little bit of sphagnum moss, place it in there, wet it, and let it grow. Now these are, when you see them like this, the message I get is don't overwater. These are very Oncidium type of orchid. I'm not familiar with, and I'll put the name there with the flower. I'm not familiar with how they grow, but from what I studied, it says it does not like too much water. It likes to feel that moisture, but it likes to dry out. So I think this is a perfect type of scenario for what it needs, because mounted, it won't hold all that moisture, even though when you wet it, it has a lot of moisture, but it'll dry out. So I think it'll work. Now on the next one, this is super cool. It's like a catasetum type of, and I did repot it. I thought this would be the perfect pot, because anything that's catasetum style like this, I've learned, when you see these big bulbs like that, it likes to be super tight on a pot. So tight that it almost looks like it's busting out. And that's the best way to keep them. If you put them in something loose, they're not going to make it. So this is a Critopodium varescens. It's a species. And again, I will put the photo there of the flower. Even though it looks very weird, it is alive. It looks like it's a dried up piece of bark. But no, she says it's alive and it'll start shooting babies. And she says once you start getting flowers on these, she says you're going to have a very special orchid. So thank you, Maria, for helping me add more stuff to my collection that is rare and different to see. All right, let's see what else we have. I know I have more stuff. Hold on, I'll be back. All right, guys, I think we're done. I think we went through the whole thing. I'm looking around to make sure that I'm not leaving anything behind or I'm not forgetting anything. Now, like I said, some of you brought me gifts. I'm not going to bring those gifts here. It's about the flowers, but you know who you are. Thank you for what you gave me. I even got a book on a month-to-month by written by Dr. Martin Motes. given to me by Gabriela. She had promised it, and it's signed and everything. So thank you, Gabriela. I really appreciate that book. I don't think I have anything else to share with you guys. How long have we been here? 41 minutes. Not bad at all. Maybe I'll use the rest before the hour is over. My sinus is already kicking, guys, because of the weather. The weather's starting to change. I don't think I have anything else to talk about in reference to my haul. Maybe this? I don't know. See, I'm starting to forget what I have. Like, this looks like something that I got from the haul, but I don't think it is. So we'll leave it there. If I remember, I'll add it to the next one. Now, let's have a little bit of a talk here. Our little closing. Do I fit in here? No, I don't fit in here. I'm gonna have to do it here. But it's nice to sit. So anyways, guys, I want to thank you for all your donations that you've been giving to my channel. You guys know that every year during this season, as far as from January all the way through the summer, it's full on shows and events and travel. We have to travel a lot, road trip, and all that costs money. And even though you guys see me as NatureNel, NatureNel has an outside life from the channel, and most of these things I do have to take off from work. I own my own business, so when I do take off, I'm a hairstylist. I have a boutique salon with 3 chairs with 2 other stylists, and when I take off, that means that I'm not going to be making any money. I'm basically like on a little mini vacation, with non-paid vacation, as I like to call it, to make it feel a little better. But when I do these trips, or I take the weekends off, especially Saturdays are my biggest days in the salon, and they're also the big days at the show. When I take like a weekend off, like in Tamiami, that was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Sundays I normally don't work, but Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that was 3 days of money that I just don't make. And even though I enjoy myself and I love doing this, I do rely a little bit on these videos to offset any monies that I need to make. And I do see an increase in your donations. There's several of you that have donated multiple times. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys, because it gets me motivated to keep doing this. Because at the end of the day, you can be having all the fun in the world, but if you don't have the funds to carry that fun, then you just kind of have to do something else. So thank you for that. I needed to address that. And I also want to thank all my new members and my existing members to my channel. I hope you loved that last video that I put. If you guys are not a member, that video is a very special treat for the members. It's all about watering, which is the biggest question people ask. And it was by Julian Baruch, which is the right-hand man, one of the right-hand mans to Frank, because Frank has many right-hand mans, but Julian is one of the top guys in there that's very knowledgeable. He's always in the forefront of everything that's new and growing. And so I asked him if he would be so kind to give me at least 30 to 45 minutes of his time over at the show to talk about how they water and how they fertilize. And I was blown away, because I learned things I did not know. So thank you, Julian, and thank you, Frank, so much, because I know Frank Smith, the owner. He is a perfectionist like me. He likes things to look really good, neat, and that's why he's so successful. And he was so kind to be okay with me pulling Julian for at least almost an hour to do this video. So Frank, thank you so much for that. It's very kind of you. And what else do I want to point out? I have so many things before I do videos. I always tell you guys, and then when I do the videos, half of them go out because it's just too many. But those are 2 things that I really wanted to point out. My members, I want to point out you guys that have been giving to the super thanks. And I know that I've gotten several messages that you say you don't know how to become a member and you don't know how to donate. It's really quite easy. If you go on the same episode and you go down there, it'll say thanks. If you hit that button, it'll give you options on donation. And if you want to become a member, I think it's for $3.99. I think it's $3.99. I can't remember now. $3.99 a month. And you're supporting the channel. The membership helps me offset a lot of these expenses that I have during these seasons. And as a treat, I give you guys all these special videos that I want to continue doing. I want to continue interviewing different people in the field. I have a lot of friends in the field that are very knowledgeable and are willing to help out and give you guys the best information on how to grow your orchids. And I want to give that to you members as a special treat. Now, with that said, I will still give education on my channel. My channel is based on education and also the connection of nature and orchids, so that's never going to change. But there's going to be certain episodes that I'm going to specifically choose for my members page or episode. So if you haven't seen that and you're not a member, I encourage you, because there's a lot more coming. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't really have a major plan on where I'm going to find all the time to do this, but it will get done. So with that said, I think we're done here. It's 47 minutes in. Good. We don't have to make it so long. Oh, wait a minute. I want to talk to you. I don't have it here, but I did get some things from Blanca's Scented Diva Orchids. And I got to say, I am obsessed with that cocoa bamboo. I was going to call it cocoa plum. That's a place in Miami. Cocoa bamboo. I got a car diffuser. It's like a little thing that hangs. It's a little tiny bottle with the liquid inside. My car has never smelled so good. I go in there and I'm so happy when I smell that sweet coconut with that botanical grassy bamboo. And so I ended up getting 3 candles of the same fragrance. That's how much I love it. So if you guys have not stopped by her booth and checked out the cocoa bamboo, I mean, she has many others that smell great, like bourbon, and Orchid Garden is and will always be one of my favorite. Also, Palo Santo is great, but this cocoa bamboo right now is my new obsession for my home. I'm burning it everywhere. My house smells so sweet. So if you guys haven't stopped by her booth at these shows, give it a try. I think you're gonna love it. Her candles are really, really good. I'm super allergic. As you can see, I'm like feeling a little bit nasally because of just the wind. That's how allergic I am to certain things. I think they're calling me. Thank God I'm not allergic to these babies. Anyways, guys, that was the last thing I wanted to include, because I did get 3 candles and a diffuser, and I'm super, super happy with it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So that's it. That is the end of this beautiful haul. I hope you guys join me on the next episode. I don't know what I'm bringing next. I think I'm going to do a What's in Bloom, because there's a lot in there to show, a lot of beautiful orchids. This is a time for you guys that if you're going to be in a cold area, if it's not cold and it's warm, especially here in Florida, go ahead and spray your orchids with Epsom salt. Do it as soon as possible. I do about 2 teaspoons to a gallon. Don't add anything else in it. I'm learning just to do it by itself. It's better. So that way you strengthen your orchids. So that way when the winter comes or the cold weather comes, your orchids don't stress out so much and turn yellow. Because that's what happens when it gets too cold. The leaves turn yellow. And this last cold spike, I didn't get hardly any yellowing. I do have one Vanda that I don't think is going to make it. It got a little too cold. It was like 42 degrees. Oh, you know who that is? That's Laz. He just told me he was going to pass by. So anyways, guys, I got to let you go, because Laz and I forgot, we're probably going to go to Bangyang, I think. I don't know. He wanted to go to Bangyang. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next episode. I am Nelson. You've been watching NatureNel. And remember to always, always keep it green. See you next time. Coming!
It's still recording.
Yeah, it's still recording. We had to open the gate. So I brought him here just to say hi.
Hi and bye.
So anyways, guys, I will see you on the next episode. Hopefully you'll be in the next episode with me in Apopka. Actually, no, I'm going to do a What's in Bloom. Apopka's not until April anyway.
April. But before then, a lot can happen.
Yes, it always does. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye. Peace.